You know, I used to think there was something wrong with me because I felt too much, because I saw too much, because I cared too much. But now I realize it wasn't me, it was them, the world, the people, the masks they wear, the lies they live. I was just awake in a world that begged to stay asleep. They tell you to behave, to be good, to smile, to not make a scene. They want you to be predictable, manageable, forgettable. But the truth is loud, ugly, wild, and no one wants to hear it, so they bury you under expectations, under fear, under shame, until one day you don't even recognize the sound of your own soul screaming. I tried, God, I tried to be what they wanted. I tried to fit in, to play nice, to color inside the lines, but all it got me was ignored, mocked, broken. I was never meant to fit in. I was born to stand out, to be the crack in the mirror, the glitch in their perfect little system. You know what's funny? They call me crazy, as if sanity is just agreeing to a system designed to break you slowly. They want you to suffer quietly, to swallow your screams. But me, I laugh, I bleed loudly, I set fire to the silence. They fear that. They fear someone who has nothing left to lose. Someone who looked into the abyss and decided to dive. Because once you've drowned in pain, you learn to breathe differently. You learn to smile through broken teeth, to dance through the wreckage, to turn your trauma into armor. And now I wear every scar like a crown. I don't hide what I've become. I celebrate it. You see, they taught me how to disappear, but they never taught me how to stay gone. So I came back. But not as the victim. No, I came back as the storm, as the reckoning, as the ghost of every lie they tried to bury. I am not their puppet anymore. I cut the strings. I set the stage on fire. I rewrote the script. And now they're forced to watch a version of me they can't control. You want dark? I'll show you dark. Dark is living every day with a smile you didn't earn. Dark is pretending everything's fine while your soul rots. Dark is screaming into a void and calling it therapy. But real darkness is freedom. It's clarity. It's truth with all the makeup ripped off. I embraced it, hugged it like an old friend, danced with it under a blood-red sky, and it whispered things that made sense, things that made me laugh, like how pain is the most honest thing in this world. People lie, smiles lie. But pain tells you exactly who you are, exactly what you've lost, exactly what you've become. And I became unstoppable, because when the world tries to kill you and fails, it makes a monster, a beautiful one, a necessary one. They call it chaos, I call it justice. I don't want peace. Peace is a cage. I want freedom, the kind that tastes like vengeance, the kind that smells like fire. I used to beg for love. Now I demand respect. I used to cry myself to sleep. Now I sing lullabies to the part of me that still aches. I'm not healed. I'm dangerous. There's a difference. Healing is what they tell you to chase, so they can feel better about your pain. Dangerous is what you become when you realize no one's coming to save you. That's when the switch flips. That's when the smile changes. That's when you stop asking for a seat at the table and start building your own throne from the bones of your past. I used to want them to understand me. Now I want them to remember me, in nightmares, in regrets, in every shadow they mistake for safety, because I'm not going back, not to who I was, not to who they wanted me to be. That version of me is dead. I buried him with the last apology I ever gave. What rose from that grave is something they can't label, can't tame, can't unsee. I am not a man. I am an idea, a revolution with a heartbeat, a warning dressed in skin. They thought breaking me would end me. But all they did was give me the blueprint to become invincible. So here I am, laughing at the ruins, dancing in the ashes, whispering to the wind, you should have killed me when you had the chance. Because now I don't just survive. I dominate, I conspire, not with hope, but with truth. raw, unfiltered, unforgiving. Let them choke on their comfort. Let them drown in their denial. I'll be here, lighting matches with every memory they tried to erase. You want motivation? Look at me. I am what happens when the quiet ones finally speak, when the broken ones finally rise, when the forgotten ones become unforgettable. So don't you dare pity me. Don't you dare try to fix me. I am not your project. I am not your redemption. I am your mirror, your consequence, your lesson. And I will not be silenced, not by fear, not by guilt, not by the promise of peace, because peace was never mine. War made me, pain shaped me, darkness raised me. And now I stand in the ruins of everything I loved and laugh. Not because it's funny, but because I finally understand. This world doesn't want you to be real. It wants you to be quiet. Be small, be manageable. But me? I was never meant to be contained. I was meant to explode, to unravel, to expose. So let them come. With their labels, their chains, their pity. I'll show them what a real monster looks like. A monster born from love that was never returned, from pain that never stopped, from silence that screamed. And when they ask me why I laugh, I'll say, because it hurts less than crying. Because this world deserves to burn, and someone has to light the match. They wanted a quiet ending, a silent retreat into oblivion. But I was never built for silence. I was made to echo, to haunt, to remind. I am the itch they can't scratch, the thought they can't unthink. They thought it was over, but I was just getting started. You see, endings are illusions. There are only beginnings wearing masks, and I've unmasked them all. Every lie, every fake smile, every poisoned promise. I tore them down and found the truth beneath. It was ugly, it was raw, but it was mine. And now I wear it like skin. I used to beg for light. Now I've become the darkness people pray never finds them. They built their heaven by sacrificing souls like mine. But I found power in hell. I made peace with the fire. I danced with my demons. I named them, and then I led them. Do you understand what that means? It means I'm not afraid anymore. Fear is a leash, and I chewed through it. I used to walk on eggshells. Now I walk through fire barefoot. They whispered, too much, like it was a curse. I turned it into a war cry. I'm not too much. I'm everything they're too afraid to be. Too real, too loud, too broken to pretend anymore. I used to apologize for the space I took up. Now I expand. Now I consume. Now I carve my name into the walls of history with a scream. They'll remember me, not fondly, not kindly, but clearly. And that's all I ever wanted. Clarity. You don't get clarity from comfort. You get it from chaos. And I've become a master of chaos. I orchestrate it like a symphony. Pain is my violin, rage is my drum. Regret is the wind beneath the crescendo. I used to chase love. Now I let love chase me. I don't kneel. I don't wait. I blaze, I break, I burn. Because I'm not trying to be saved anymore. I've buried too many versions of myself trying to be digestible. They wanted me small. I wanted me soft. I grew thorns. They wanted me quiet. I learned to roar. This world doesn't reward kindness. It rewards survivors, and I survived. I outlived the pain. I outrun the shame. I outlasted the silence. And I did it all with a laugh. A twisted, broken laugh that says I'm still here. You tried to kill me. You failed. You tried to erase me. I rewrote myself, in blood and ash, in truth. And now I am untouchable, not because I am invincible, but because I have nothing left to hide. This is me, ugly, honest, unforgivable. I don't need to be liked. I need to be remembered. I need to be felt. I need to be the shadow behind your smile, the weight in your chest when you lie to yourself. That's who I am now. Not the villain, not the hero, the consequence, the aftermath, the echo of everything you ignored. I'm the storm you thought you could sleep through, and now it's too late. The roof's gone, the sky's on fire, and I'm laughing in the rain because I told you I told you I wasn't done. I told you I wouldn't stay quiet. And now, I won't leave. I'll stay in every broken thing, in every quiet night, in every truth you try to bury. I'll be the laughing, breathing, waiting, because you can kill a man, but you can't kill the madness that saved him.